Doesn't always start on time, but now we're good. So welcome to the Bigger Flip Show. My name is Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. So I had a student who could not ask sellers for price. She just couldn't do it, right? I would listen to her calls and she would go through the rest of the qualification process or disqualification process, but you couldn't ask them for price. And when she did, she would basically blurt out, well, how much are you looking for? And she would never really get price. But I have a script, and I'm a big believer in scripts, where I really have a three-step process for asking for price. And just to tell you, my background is I learned from gurus who told me just ask. If I could close on your timeline and blah 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 blah, how much do you want for it? And in New York, what I found was that people would not want to give me the first price. Would not want to tell me. It happens everywhere, but in New York was really bad. I probably got price from a seller maybe 20 to 30% of the time, which is not great. And then I used a lot of techniques from a bunch of people, from John Martinez, Jerry Green, Greg Helbeck, to really use takeaways, which is the process of not coming out and asking something, but not asking for it. So what I mean is, so I have a three-step process. The first process, and this is in my script, is I say, I'm guessing you don't have an asking price. Sometimes they give it. There's only three things they can do. They can give you a price. That's a win. They can say, no, I don't have a price. Or they can say, I have a price, but not tell you the price. Then they would tell you, it's a complicated process. It's a three-step process. I have the script. If you're interested in the script, I'm happy to share the script with you. I think the script is gold. I think the script is probably worth $10,000. But I give it away for free because I think it helps people, and that's the point of this. Now, originally when I thought about scripts is I didn't really like them. And when I speak publicly, I get asked to speak publicly sometimes, family events or business events. I never use a script. I don't like to sound like I'm reading, right? I learned how to speak really from a speech class in college. And what my teacher told me was that you don't speak at people, you speak to them. I don't know what he meant when he said that. I remember the first speech I had to present in class, I started reading off my cards, and I said, I don't sound like I'm speaking to a friend. And I got rid of that stuff. I memorized what I needed to. Maybe I kept a card with some bullet points. And I made sure that when I spoke publicly, and really when you're speaking to sellers, you have to speak like you're speaking to your friend. It has to sound conversational. And that's what speaking to someone is as opposed to speaking at someone. So when I first heard about scripts and using scripts, I was like, it's bad. I'm just going to memorize this stuff. And the truth is you absolutely should memorize a script. But you want to use a script because the script really touches on the things that you want to get out of the seller, the information, right? And I use Brent Daniels' 4 pillars of motivation. So that's the 4 things that a person might sell that might make a deal, which is in the order I use them: time, when do they want to sell; reason, why do they want to sell; condition, we have a whole way of asking about condition; and price, how much they want for it. So those are the 4 pillars of motivation. I don't want to miss any of those. And without using a script, I did. Now, I don't need a script now. I can pretty much do I know most of the script by heart. And you should memorize a script, which is counterintuitive, right? If you're using a script, why are you memorizing? But the point of the script is so you don't miss anything. It's better to memorize it so that you can take my words on my script and make them yours. Whatever feels comfortable coming out of your mouth. I go through my lead intake sometimes and I hear them struggling with a word and I go, use the word that makes sense to you. I have to understand the script as to what we're trying to evoke, what emotions we're trying to evoke, or what information we're trying to get. You can use any words you want. You don't have to use my exact words except on a few issues. But so I had this student, she couldn't ask for price, and she had a lead that didn't seem like a good lead, but she used my method and they gave her the price. And the price was significantly lower than she was going to offer. And she gave them pretty much what they were asking for. She made an extra $26,000 on a deal. I think without using that method, she probably wouldn't have got the house at that low of a price. She would have probably offered more and they would have been happy to take more. So I think it's important to use a script. It's important to memorize the script and make a script your own. If anybody's interested in the script, you can just comment with your email address and your name, right? Because a lot of people on either on YouTube or Facebook have some kind of handle, right? I get crazy things. So a name and an email address, and I'll send you a script right away. So please feel free to do that. And I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to biggerflips.com. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any media channel, please click the thumbs up. A lot more people are watching, so thank you all for liking and watching my videos. And please keep the comments coming. Ask me any question you have. It does not have to be about the video you're watching. If it's something simple, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something I've covered recently, I'll send you a link to a video. And if it's something new or something I haven't covered in a while, I'll do a brand new video on it. So thank you very, very much for watching. I really, really appreciate it.